Live from New York, it's Ask This Engineer.
Hey everybody, and welcome to another week's Ask Engineer. We're here every Wednesday at 8 p.m. It's me, Lady Ada. With me is Mr. Lady Ada.
That's right. Special announcement, because we're doing things a little different. If you want to use the chat on any of the live video services that you're watching this on,
yeah,
we have it all in one spot now.
Yeah.
That's right.
This is the pre-announcement announcement.
Yeah. So go to adafruit.it/Discord. That's where all the chats are right now. And
yeah, this will be easier on us.
And there's a channel in there that says live broadcasting.
Yes.
So that's where you want to go. That's where we're going to do the discount code.
Yeah.
That's where you can hang out with everyone for 24/7.
Yeah.
So we're trying this out.
It makes our lives easier because all the other chats come and go and they get out of sync. This one is here to stay.
Yeah.
So
and when you're finished,
dependable. And
a lot of people say, "Oh, the show's over," around 9 o'clock. They say, "I want to hang out more." Well, you can hang out there 24/7.
You can hang out, and we pop in all the time, and we do live chats. Okay, so anyways,
yeah.
So that's our show. We're doing our show. What's on tonight's show?
Tonight the code is World Peace because we're on the brink of destruction. World Peace. Use it for 10% off in the Adafruit store.
We'll probably be able to ship your order before
the apocalypse. Yeah, 11:59 p.m. Eastern Standard Time is when it expires. It's for everything except for gift certificates and AdaBox. It supports us, an open source hardware company. And here's a new photo. We just took this on the roof the other day. Yeah, this is us in New York City. No loans, no venture capital. So when you buy something, it actually is the reason and the way that keeps us going. So thank you for your orders and use the code. Show and tell. People around the world showing and sharing projects. Lady Ada will talk about what was on the show and tell. Pack the mailbag's going to stop by. We're going to read your letters to us. Time travel. Look back in the world of makers, artists, hackers, and a little bit of history. Made in New York City, some factory footage, 3D printing, new products. We'll answer your questions. We have a top secret tonight. We're going to give away something, all that and more on Ask an Engineer.
Huzzah!
Huzzah's the name of our product.
And also huzzah!
All right, so a little bit of show stuff. This is Ask an Engineer every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Show and tell every Wednesday at 7:30 p.m. on checkout if you're in Manhattan. All you have to do is check out before 11 a.m. You'll see a list of zip codes. We do same-day delivery. $200 or more in the continental U.S. You get free UPS ground. That's reliable, trackable UPS ground. And we have DHL to Canada, and we added DHL to a bunch of other places. So don't forget Canada, because I put that over there. But over here, and UK, Germany, France, Belgium, Ireland, Italy, Netherlands, Portugal, Spain. And for DHL checkout, the taxes and duty and all the fees are paid on checkout, so it just sails right through. And also Canada.
Very convenient.
I'll put the Canada.
Yeah.
There. Okay. Lady
I
Ada.
get it. There's Europe, and there's Canada. Canada came first, now there's Europe.
Yeah, but I'll add it in the list.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
You got emojis there for the flags.
It's a really good use of emojis because they scale nice.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, Lady Ada, show and tell. We do this every single week. 7:30, people around the world showing and sharing their projects and their light up floors. What was on the show this week?
We had a bunch of people on the show. Thanks for everybody who showed up. We start off with some Adafruit folks. John Park talked about a guide he just put up, and we'll talk about that in a bit. It's a how to make your own NES controller Joy Bonnet project. So that's kind of fun. And he's working on a project to make a channel pinball case. So that'll be kind of neat. Check that out and follow along. He'll probably release that in a week or two. Erin is working on a rainbow floor for her apartment. She kind of renovated the kitchen, and so the place where they eat has a floor that has glass beads and neopixels and the circuit playground that controls it. And she also has a floofy cat, but she has different modes for the floor. Yeah. So it's fire mode and ice mode and rainbow mode, so different modes for her different meal plans.
Yeah, I was mentioning that in the future there'll be LED lighting pattern pairing. They'll probably have a restaurant in New York that does that.
Yeah. Noah and Pedro have this week's 3D printing projects, the Gemma M0 with CircuitPython Shikai Amulet from Zelda. And he designed a really nice case for the Gemma M0 that has an on-off switch. So check that out because that's kind of neat. Might be useful for your project. Scott S. came by and let us know about the 2.0 beta for CircuitPython, which is really rad. There's a lot of breaking changes. So check it out if you're an advanced user, not necessarily good for beginners. Beginners should stick with 1.0 for now. And he's also making a robot for regression testing CircuitPython with the hardware called Rosie, which is, what is it, like a robot for open source integration experimentation or something. We'll see. Captain Greg is on a boat. He's been showing off his sensors that he's designed, and now he's on a boat with all the sensors. He's wiring them up, and he's just showing how he's doing veneer, and he's got this TFT display, and he's got the battery packs for his boat. It's a really nice boat, and it's just full of Adafruit stuff. So check that out if you want to decorate your boat with electronics and make them do things and SMS you when your boat's on fire or sinking or both. Very handy. Hazel 3D printed a moon for the eclipse. She also made some silicone molds with an old Android phone to make chocolate bars that look like bar phones. That's funny. Remember there was like chocolate bar phones? Well, this is literally a chocolate bar phone. Android milk chocolate. And she's also sewing a shirt with a Gemma to make and Flora Neopixels to make herself into a unicorn for the beginning of the school year, which is coming up real soon. Hopefully she'll get that all wrapped up. Great summer making stuff. Matt gives an update with a demo of the Pi Glass, HDMI glass control with Pi Zero. You can take a photo, and I'll take a photo and send it to Dropbox. You can do video, send you a video. Also, we made an airsoft nuke, which is a little too soon. But
no, it's neat because it's a countdown timer. You have to either put in the right code, or you have
override switch.
Handle it in a really neat way that it looks for the device name on the USB stick.
Yeah,
and that's what disarms it.
You can disarm this airsoft. I guess I don't know. It shoots airsoft pellets everywhere. Sophie made a Jawa costume with NeoPixel eyes. Then she put little switches in the gloves. It's super cool. And then Jeff came by and he made a 3D printed spinner fidget, and it's his first. Cool. 3D printing project, and he did a really good job. It spins. The fidget spinner spins.
Yeah.
Great success. He's going to maybe make a sword next.
I had a question because because I've seen it on the fidget spinner. So some of them don't have any bearings on the outside legs, but some of them do. Do people do tricks with those bearings?
I imagine, you can spin it.
Because I tried to do it, but I guess it couldn't work. But the middle, that's fun to spin. But I don't know what the outsides are for.
Maybe it's just weight.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Fidget mystery.
That's everyone who showed up.
That's show and tell?
Yeah.
Okay. All participants on the show and tell get an as seen on the show and tell sticker. Just email support@adafruit.com and we'll send you out one. And if you did something special or it was your first time 3D printing, we might send you something extra. This is part of the Adafruit Live series. As we mentioned before, we're on Discord. Yay, they just made us a Discord partner. That means we get to put cool emojis. We have all the cast of characters.
There's a bot.
There's a bot. It has different channels and it lasts 365 days a year, 7 days a week.
It's better than IRC, and it lasts longer than Twitch or YouTube.
Yeah, and
there's good moderation for it.
Good moderation tools. So,
multiple channels.
Yeah, so if you're a parent, or if you're an educator, or if you're just someone who likes to be on the internet and not deal with jerks, that's one of the things that we were trying to find is a place where people could chat all the time, and at least it's keeping it chill. So that's what
it's easy to sign up.
Yeah.
And
lots of people already use it because they play video games.
Yeah, it's good.
9 million people right now.
I like it because it's not just Twitch. Twitch has a lot of restrictions. This is kind of its own thing, and it's working out, and everyone's being really cool. So stay cool.
Yeah. Okay.
Stay cool, and we'll stick you around with it.
The chat room is what we all make it.
Yeah, make it a good place.
Yeah. So that's going on. And this is the URL, adafruit.it/Discord. We have a short URL. Okay, this week in Desk of Lady Ada, we did a bunch of stuff. So... first you did a bunch of EagleCAD and you designed an e-ink board and I picked locks and we played music.
We had an experiment where instead of teaching, because I just had boards I had to run and route, I thought, we would just have music in the background while I routed these boards. People would watch me route the board, but it doesn't make a lot of sense to explain it because it's mostly and then I put the capacitor over here.
We play music that was created by folks at Adafruit, and then I was testing all these different lock picks and locks in the background, and I zoomed in with a microscope. So those are all of the little springs and little pins.
Neat.
That was fun.
Cool.
Okay. Next up, this is another Desk of Lady Ada. This was when you were doing some odds and ends on a board.
Yeah, I was revising a board. Yeah. Also, we were getting a board route thing and then the music going, and I was just updating this board to use a different chip. Yeah. It was fun.
And then this was from yesterday. You got some prototypes.
Yeah, this was a test we wanted to show. Not really running. No, there you go. But we were in Adafruit, and you wanted to try out the Discord overlay.
Yeah, so we had the chat, and this was me using an overhead to look at the decapped Sci5 chip, and that was one of the pretty powerful kind of close-up cameras that I have. And then I have another one, and then I have a microscope. And then for the overhead, we showed the prototypes as you showed them to me, and then we zoomed into NeoPixels and more. And
that's cool.
We did that. Okay.
Next up, Just Tony D. This one was CircuitPython on Mac OS. So if you're curious about how to load CircuitPython on a Circuit Playground Express using Mac OS, Tony shows you how.
Yay.
So start to finish. And I think he's wrapping up a guide for that, so you can always load it on there. We'll probably ship it as default eventually, but if you want to load that on your Circuit Playground Express.
Or if you want to update it, you know, maybe you have a newer firmware or something.
Yeah.
Check it out.
Okay. Boop. And also, JP, he's been doing some live shows too. This is the RetroPie build that he showed live as he built it. So he showed that on the show and tell, and he also just released a guide. You'll talk about that soon.
Yeah.
But you can check out JP shows. He's doing them on like Thursday-ish now. And
what's interesting is he's like figured out what we figured out, which is like you can do pre-made videos, and sometimes it's we do that.
Yeah.
But if you're just building a project and showing how you built it, live is pretty nice.
Yeah.
No editing. You just build the project, chat with people.
It is good because if you're spending more time editing than making, then that's kind of a ratio that you won't be able to make all the projects you
Another thing is people can see your mistakes, which, you know, is actually a good thing because that's how people learn is like, oh, you know, I make mistakes. I'm like, oh, yeah, like, oops.
Yeah. Okay. Next, pack the mailbag. Folks send us letters. We read these at our all-company meeting called State of the Fruit. It's just half an hour. You just chill.
Yeah, just chilling.
And when you all send us nice letters, we read them to the staff. This week, I want to compliment Adafruit team on the instructions you provided for the Eagle PCB package. I have worked since 1976 in electronics industry, engineering and managing CPU and other computer integrated circuit designs. While not an EagleCAD expert, I have purchased many layout tools for professional use. Your step-by-step instructions, well thought out and complete. In particular, your approach is much better than the trend towards YouTube video. Thanks.
But we do both. We do both.
All right.
Some people learn with videos. Some people learn
we also have our phone. If you call and we don't pick up, you can leave a nice voicemail message and we'll play those as well. Time travel. They look back in the world of makers, hackers, artists, engineers, pioneers, history, and more. Happy birthday, Eike Akrola. German mathematician is born. She's known for geometry and applications in mathematical physics, Dean of Mathematics and Computer Science at the University of Marburg. And she is known to be responsible for making the university's collection of mathematic models public. So that's actually a big deal because, like,
I love those models.
You might end up reinventing the wheel if you're not careful. So if you can put all this stuff on the internet or allow the public to see it, there's a lot of people that might not have to go through all of the hassle to solve something that maybe has been solved, or they can look at some of the mathematical models. So that's cool.
These look cool.
Yeah.
MIT had a bunch of cool ones.
Yeah.
And like a glass case.
Next up. 2013, you know what we were doing? We donated our first pick and place to NYC Resistor. That was 4 years ago.
Yeah.
So we had this pick and place. It fit into our apartment. And when we moved to Adafruit Factory here, we used it for a while. And it helped us get to about $8 million in revenue. Like that.
But this poor thing was just so slow.
Yeah, it wasn't meant for the mass amount of manufacturing we needed. So we got it and we used it, and we didn't want to just sell it because then we'd have to be responsible for it. We didn't want to give it to someone who wouldn't use it, so we donated it to a hackerspace. And the reflow oven that we had at the time was just a toaster oven.
Yeah.
So now we have a couple Samsung pick and places and oven, but it just shows that you can start with just about any type of tool and just keep building. And we paid for that in cash. Shout out to Mark DeVink, who drove us in his minivan to New Jersey to check out these pick and places before.
Pennsylvania.
Oh, was it?
Pennsylvania.
Yeah, we drove through New Jersey, I guess.
Through New Jersey to Pennsylvania. Went to that pizza Chinese restaurant.
That was good. Okay.
Actually, it wasn't.
No, I thought it was good.
Okay.
All right. Happy birthday, AdaBox. We launched AdaBox a year ago.
Oh, yeah.
I know what you're saying. What's AdaBox? Well.
What is AdaBox?
Well, we have a little video.
Oh, great.
It's our subscription service.
So that's AdaBox. Learn, collect, save, and we've launched it for years. So this was
we just put in the 4th one today.
Put in the 4th one. We're at AdaBox 5
launching soon.
And
what is it? It's a mystery.
Well, we did an IoT one. This one was a music one.
That one just
came with a pin. And this is a quarterly subscription service. We didn't want to be a subscription company. There's a lot of those, and they generally kind of struggle because they don't make their own products. They only curate. So what we decided is let's get to the point where we can ship really well, have a bunch of products in stock, and have enough things to hopefully put them in a box every quarter for people who this might be the first time they ever do electronics.
And so what I like about them is they're completely standalone. Like if you subscribe, each one is different, but you can also pick each one up individually, and they don't rely on them. Although you can combine them.
Yeah, we put 4 in the store, I think, today.
The 4th one, but each one is a little different, and you learn different skills. Lately, so far we've just done microcontrollers, electronics, but we're moving. We're going to move into other stuff.
Yeah.
You'll be very surprised and delighted by some of the designs that we have.
Yeah.
Some of them are new products. And
I'm working on AdaBox 007.
You're working on 007.
I have some good ideas for that.
Yeah.
Okay.
There might be lockpicking stuff.
All right.
You're lockpicking.
So folks are probably wondering why the code is world peace. So apparently we're on the brink of destruction. So I wanted to. I'm going to share kind of a personal story. So you and I went to Japan 12 years ago? 9 years ago? 9 years ago. Yeah. And one of the things that I wanted to do was take you to Hiroshima because it kind of has an impact. I used to live in Japan and visit there often. And it's one of the few places that you can visit that a nuclear bomb was dropped on. So we went to the Peace Park. And some of the these are photos from 9 years ago, so I didn't have a super high resolution.
This is a clock that stopped.
This is from August 6th, and it was I think 8:14 when it dropped. And when you go to the Peace Park, it says, "Mourning the lives lost in the atomic bombing, we pledge to convey the truth of the tragedy throughout Japan and the world. Pass it on to future, learn the lessons of history." I can't read it because it's a marble. And build a peaceful world free from nuclear weapons. This is Hiroshima National Peace Park. And they have each of the artifacts, and it has the story about it. And this is the one that hit me the hardest. So someone was like eating lunch on a set of stairs, and when the bomb hit, they got flashed into the concrete.
Yeah.
Like it was
vaporized.
They were vaporized. And so we shot a little video. I don't even think I showed you the footage. It was just I said, "Hey, can you record me?" And we did a little tour, and there's the peace bell, and then there's the room that you go in, and it's very quiet. There's a fountain, and then all the names of the people are on the walls. And at the end, we went to that place that has the machine that makes the little cakes. So I have all that in one video. So we'll show that. And it's just one of those things where if I could, ask for one wish for in politics, I think there'd be a neat law. So anyone who serves, maybe as a governor or a president, they have to go to the Hiroshima Peace Park before they take office. Because if you're responsible for something that can destroy every single one of us on the planet, shouldn't you visit a place where there was something that happened? Mm-hmm. There was a place that
this is what happened.
This is what happened. Yeah. So here's a little video. It's only 2 minutes. I was younger. Hi, I'm Philip Turon, and this is the T-shaped bridge at Hiroshima. This is the site of the atomic bomb drop of August 6, 1945. At the time, they said nothing would grow here for 75 years, but Hiroshima is a thriving city with probably one of the most interesting, fascinating, depressing, and encouraging reminders about war, and this is the Peace Park. So let's take a tour. Okay,
Those
well,
are tasty cakes.
yeah, so I thought I'd share that just because it's in the news now, and everyone's talking about we might be having some type of nuclear event soon, and there's a real place and real history, and you can see the impact that it has. So I think that's it's some information that could be considered before it gets all like a video game, or like, oh yeah, we're just gonna nuke someone or someone's gonna nuke us. It's devastating. So anyways, the clock is kind of the thing that hit me the most, and then the person that was flashed into a sidewalk in a building.
A lot of power.
Yeah.
And we've only made better ones since then.
Yeah. This was their first ones.
Yeah.
We've gotten way too good at it. So, anyways, on to lighter news. It's back to school month. So August is back to school month. We have things that are educator forums, and we're posting up every single week. We also have Adafruit Extra Credit. Now, I added something new today. Asked the team if it was okay. So all you have to do is post a project, a video, anything, and then put pound Adafruit Extra Credit, Circuit Playground project ideally, but you don't have to. You can make something with MakeCode. And we added a Discord channel for that. So you could just go there, tag it, and just put it in the chat. So very instant. You don't have to be on any of the social Snap face chat plus. So check that out. We're doing that, I think, for another month or so. But we're going to also, if you do that, we're probably going to give you maybe something nice. It's a surprise. Yeah. So here is it.
Giveaways.
Yeah. So here's the chat room that you can do that. Okay. Next up. Our Women in Hardware series is out, and we have a trailer for it.
Ooh. The bits that you'll make, they're so technically complicated, but what you do is you take something that's so complicated and you make it like it's you snap it together.
Yeah. And it's some of the things that you look at and you're like, oh, that's obvious. That means a lot of, usually a lot of thought went into making that thing obvious or appear simple. It means it's resonating.
There is such a bridge of user experience, of empathy, of technology, of technical skill to take something so complicated and make it so simple.
Little Bits is about democratizing electronics and about inspiring kids around the world to be inventors, and that means kids of all ages, of all genders, of all backgrounds, of all languages.
I think one of the things, especially since you're making electronics for beginners, kids at heart, one of the things that strikes me is the saying, like, if the technology is really good, you don't even think it's there.
Yeah.
So now we're looking 5 years forward. What are you going to tell yourself in 5 years?
I'm going to ask myself, do you remember when some people didn't know what Little Bits was? This is what real conversations with women in hardware.
This is like
women
real
in tech is.
Okay, open source hardware news. We have a couple new guides this week.
Yeah.
We have 1,261.
Getting there.
What were the guys this week?
This week we've got this 3D printing hangout project, the Gemma M0 Sheikah pendant from Breath of the Wild. What's neat about this one, it uses the new Gemma M0, and so the code is in CircuitPython. So what used to be like install Arduino, get this driver, is now like you just plug in the Gemma M0 and edit a file, and then you're done. It's like super, super easy. And you can start programming instantly, so that's really neat. And then John Park did his live video and also a little guide that goes with it for the NES Cart RetroPie games. Just like, how to hack an existing cartridge and, cut it apart and then put your Raspberry Pi Zero in it with a game bonnet, and it comes with games already on it. So it's like you plug it in, you're playing games. So it's a fun little easy hack. A good weekend project. Okay,
more open source hardware news. We're still doing the buy one, give one with Girls Who Code and DigiKey. So if you purchase a Circuit Playground Classic at DigiKey, you get one, and they give one to Girls Who Code. That's going on.
Right.
All right. Shout out to our friends at Crowd Supply. They have the Maker's Almanac, and we've thoroughly read it, thoroughly enjoy it. And if you get an order right now, you can see all the cool maker companies and some of the neat things that are going on, Osh Park and more. So it's kind of like it is an almanac. It's like the state, I think it's like the state of making.
Yeah.
So anyways, check it out. We like Crowd Supply. Arduino news, I don't really have any news this week.
No news.
Because a lot of Arduino, the things that we were concerned with, it looks like there's a new chapter that's going to start and things are going to get better.
Yay.
We think.
It's also summer and everyone's on vacation.
Yeah, so just to catch folks up, there was a big announcement. Arduino went back to the original founders. Massimo is the chairman and CTO. Fabio is the CEO. The other fellow that was a lying jerk is gone. And so there is one thing that I wanted to mention, though. So this is probably the best thing. So on GitHub right now, there is an issue that was opened by the community, and they said, look, glad to see you got your company back. Can you make sure there's a clear license and the files are up and there's an open source license?
So this doesn't happen again.
So this doesn't happen again. Mm-hmm. So every time Arduino releases something, if all those files are up and they're in the format that the original founder signed off on the open source hardware definition, we won't run into a problem again if anyone were to get any parts of Arduino, or any company really, if you have that from the start. Like, one thing that's neat is, like, whatever happens to Adafruit, all the files are open source. There's a clear license. People can carry on this great movement maybe hundreds of years from now. I think intellectual property is only going to get more complicated.
Yeah, I know,
but everything that you did, that you released as open source, this can go on forever.
Yeah.
That's kind of cool. So anyways, it's a pull request. Sorry, it's an issue that was open on GitHub by the Arduino community, and they said, hey, can you just make sure all the files are up? Because some of them aren't. Can you make sure there's a license? Because not all of them are there. And so I like that the community is looking at this. That was one of our concerns, and we didn't hear anything back for a long time. But now that it's back, and Massimo in the press release said they're committed to open source, that's good. Yay. That's my Arduino news.
Yay.
All right, Adafruit Daily. We have our newsletter.
Yes.
Check that out.
Sign up.
Yeah, it's
we don't sign you up. You have to sign up. We will not. There's no pop-ups. There's no automatic.
I don't like that on sites when you go to a site.
I hate that pop-up thing. You can't go to a site anymore. And what's annoying is now they wait like 10 seconds and they pop it
when
up.
you start to scroll anyway.
So
we don't do that. And we will never do that.
We won't do that.
Because you'll play this part of the video back and
but
be like...
if people do want to sign up for a newsletter that tells you every week what's new, like their most popular projects and products, visit adafruitdaily.com and you can sign up. But it's on you. You have to do it.
Yeah, so we have electronic tips, wearables, biohacking, 3D printing, CircuitPython, MicroPython, Maker Business. So we have a lot of newsletters. Okay. Next up, we have some Adafruit factory footage. Some of these have music and sound. So here we go. And of course we have a sunrise. This is outside the Adafruit factory in the morning. I think we're using the Pi camera for this now.
Yeah.
It's cool.
Eat your own dog food.
Yeah.
Pi food.
And here's a stencil load. that we just did. It shows how we load the stencils in.
Zoop.
Sorry, so PCB. And then we have a sunset. Good night, Adafruit.
Good night.
Okay.
Good night, Pick and Place. Good night, stenciler machine.
Look at that. That's beautiful. And 3D printing, Noah and Pedro have a couple videos this week. So we have one video and then one sped up video.
Okay.
Let's watch. And we have this cool train turntable print. Have you seen this yet?
No.
You're going to see it now.
Okay.
And don't forget, every Thursday, which was today, there is a 3D Hangout. They're usually doing layer by layer, skill building, and more. The longest running live 3D printing show on the internet. Okay, Lady Ada. Before we get to new products, the code is World Peace. 10% off an Ada for Star all the way up to 11:59 p.m. Everything except for gift certificates and AdaBox. And it pays for us to go up on the roof once in a while.
Yeah, and for the rent of the space beneath.
Yeah, this is on top of what we pay rent.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. You want to do this?
Yeah.
All right, break it down.
New.
New products.
Okay.
Before we get to new products, which is new products, I just want to mention, if you want to get a newsletter, and this is not Data for Daily, this is a regular newsletter that we have, if you have an account, if you've signed in, if you said, yes, I would like a new product newsletter, you have to try really hard. We still might not send you one, but it's the new newsletter.
Yeah.
You know, the Cartoon Network had a commercial, and it was like, new. We saw that.
You think they stole it from us?
No, I think people who are celebrating new,
They know.
ultimately, because it's a very singable,
Yeah.
new. All right. Sign up on our page for the CMD 51 product line. It's in there right now. We got asked about this, so it's a coming soon page, but you can sign up.
Yeah, we don't have chips yet.
We don't have chips yet, but enough people said, when will you have those in? I will buy everything instantly, so we have a sign up page. As we mentioned before, AdaBox is celebrating 1 year.
1 year.
So when we put out the AdaBox for subscribers, eventually we put an AdaBox in. It's not everything.
Yeah, you don't get the collectibles or any of the special discounts any of the...
But you can get the stuff.
But you get almost everything that's in the box.
Not the cake. There's no cake.
There's no cake.
Yeah, so...
It's tasty looking cake.
Yeah.
That's a chocolate outrage cake.
Yeah, so...
But you do get the box. We just put an AdaBox 4 in.
We did.
Today. So if you would like to pick up AdaBox 4, maybe you are a subscriber and you want another box, or maybe you didn't get to subscribe and you'd like to see what it's like. AdaBox 4 is an ESP H66 Feather, and our Music Maker Featherwing with amplifier and a speaker and a remote control you can see up there, and power supply and a SD card, and we give you a free album with it. And you can build your own internet-connected music projects, or just music projects that aren't internet-connected. So we have a couple of example demos, like we have a Wi-Fi radio you can build that plays music from SF, what's the name of the thing? I can't remember the name of the... It'll come to me in a second. So it's an internet radio show that I can't remember, but they have multiple different channels, and you can subscribe to internet radio. You can put music on the SD card. You can use the IR remote to change channels or change songs. You can use sensors from previous AdaBoxes as well. So it's kind of like a music making fun time.
Music Maker.
Music Maker.
Okay.
So that's your AdaBox, and you get pretty much everything that you would have gotten in the AdaBox. You don't get free shipping, you don't get the collectibles, and you don't get a discount.
Yeah, but it's for the folks who just found out about it and want to catch up.
Yeah.
Okay. Next up.
Sweet.
Book. This is by our friend Mark DeVink.
The same Mark DeVink who drove us through Pennsylvania.
Yeah, so it's a full circle. So Mark, I hired him when I was at Make, and he went on to do a ton of stuff with Make magazine, and now he's a author and he writes books with Make. And this is a good one. This is Electricity for Young Makers.
Yes, this is kind of fun. It's a very beautiful graphical book.
It's one of my favorite Make books, by the way.
Yeah, this is nice. It's really cartoony. It has a little bit of like the How-Toons style, but more text.
I'll tell you what I like about this.
Yeah.
Much like chemistry books, which I got a chance to work on at Make. You know, chemistry and electricity, it's like, oh no, the children, like what if they learn electricity? Like for some reason chemistry and electricity are considered so terrible and bad, so it's good to get kids understanding what it is. Like model rockets were okay at one point.
This is cool. Chemistry sets are okay. And stuff. Yeah. This is fun.
So it's neat because it won't be as scary, and they'll understand more of it. Doesn't mean they're going to be like shocking themselves or anything, because they're going to know more. Yeah. So I thought that was a good. Book for kids, because we get asked a lot. So it's in our book section and our young maker section.
Mike Gray did the art. Yeah. Nice work, Mike Gray. It's really beautiful art. So he's a professor, but he wrote this instructor. He wrote this book for kids. He's a really good teacher, and
he drove us to look at picking places.
He drove us through Pennsylvania, so that's why you should pick up this
minivan.
Book. In a minivan.
Okay.
It was fun.
I like minivans. Okay, next up, it's a plastic box.
It's the back of a Smartie Pie. So we actually have had these cases for a bit, and now there's an accessory for them, so I thought I'd show it off. This is for the Raspberry Pi 7-inch display. Yeah. You can now add this box on the back. Oh, it's got screwed in, so I can't remove it. But normally it doesn't have this thing that pops onto the back, but we now have two sizes.
Yeah.
So we have slim.
Do you want me to show both, and then you can show both?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. So then we have the thicker one.
Yeah, so you can screw it on. It comes with screws, and there's a bigger one, so you can add like a lot of hardware. So if you want to add sensors or, like a hard drive or something inside of there, you can have it all inside of the case. So you have 2 sizes. Pick the one you want. If you just want, a single hat, the slim one's fine. If you want to have more space, a spacious. So this is kind of a nice.
This is neat. The Smartify is cool because it turns the Pi into like this little standalone computer, and then
it's got like
the backing
Lego compatible
protects all the stuff.
Yeah. So this is nice and strong, and then the Raspberry Pi still has all the ports accessible over here, and then you've got the screen in front, and it's got like a nice tiltable.
Yeah, and that is a Lego mount in the back.
It's a Lego mount, and they did such a good. We were gonna like, should we design like a case for the?
I think everything
for
should
this
have a
thing?
Lego mount.
And honestly, they did such a good job.
Oh, you know what? Noah and Pedro, if you're watching, probably are. Maybe we should put little Lego mounts on some of our 3D printed enclosures.
Sure.
Ooh.
Or injection molded ones.
Ooh.
Yeah, this is nice, but it's like you can do that.
Because then you can
Lego
start.
even
All you
says
just
you
need
can
is
do it.
one little spot. Then you can put all the Legos on it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
So you can attach things, maybe like a little camera controller or something attached. Anyways, it's a really nice little case for the screen. So check that out.
Okay.
Really well made.
Speaking of electricity, I guess we were. This is cool.
This is an updated product, but it's so updated, I was like, it's kind of a new product. So this is version 2 of the digitalloggers.com. It's like this group in the US that makes these really wonderful controllers. And this is a relay box, but they finally made a relay box that I'm like, this is the thing that people want. So there's 4 outlets, and one of the outlets is always on. So you can power your project from within the relay box, and then it can control the rest of the relays. So I thought I could show it on the overhead because it's a little confusing. So hold on, I'll make sure I don't drop this in a disaster. So this is a lamp. So here, you hold the lamp.
I like lamp.
You like lamp? And I'll get this out of the way too. Okay, so here's the relay box. And these outlets are normally off, and this outlet's always on, and this outlet is connected to this Arduino that I have. And when you turn it on, this just takes a second to start up because it's got Arduino running. So give it a moment. And then this is going to click it on and off, so you can hear the click because it's got a relay. And what's nice is this stays on all the time, so it can control, up to like 30 amps or something ridiculous, maybe 20 amps. Let me see what it says.
Yeah.
12 amps. The relays are actually much bigger, but power cords probably aren't good enough for more than 12. But it can do 12 amps, and it can control 2 outlets, so you can have 2 devices, and then you can have one that's the alternate, so it's the opposite way, and then this is opto-isolated and everything. It's just wonderful. So if you want to do internet-controlled projects, and you want it like one plug, and then you can plug your circuitry and the thing you want to control in at once, this will do that job for you.
Let me say this as someone who's around a lot of people who make projects or want to make projects. It always seems like a good idea, like, oh, I'll make a relay and I'll just like do it myself. So this is a really good way to avoid a lot of tragedy with your projects. Because
not just like dangerous, but you could accidentally short your project and blow it up.
I'm not. I'm not too. The danger part usually doesn't happen, but the project blowing up or getting damaged, and then you have to redo it.
It's so sad. I've totally had that happen when I worked on high voltage.
Time is a hard thing to get back.
Yeah, so that's why I like these. So this is my favorite now because it has an always-on switch. You plug your project into that, it powers or recharge. Of course, you can have it on battery as well, battery backup, but then it can control
like a more advanced version of the power switch tail for the folks who remember
that. Well, the power switch tail has been discontinued, so this is our replacement.
Yeah. Okay.
I like the power switch tail, but the fellow was like, I'm no longer making them.
He's retiring. Okay, next up.
Ooh, we got the Seger J-Link Mini EDU. This is really, really great. This is for people who want to use Cortex-M processors, so like Cortex-M0, M3, M4, etc. And they're the cores that are used in most chips. So if you're using like the NRF52 or you're using the SAMD or the STM32s, those are all Cortex chips. And I probably want to debug them and program them. You'll need an SWD debugger programmer, and that's what this is. And we sell the big chunky J-Links, and that's what I use for commercial work. But if you're a student and you don't want to get the big chunky J-Link and you're only using the Cortex-M chips, they now have a simplified version that only supports Cortex-M, and it's only like $20. And it's like super slim and compact. You plug it in, and you can plug in your SWD cable, and you can use FTDI chips for SWD, and I know that you can use You know, people can do like a SimSys DAP with, you know, OpenOCD, and there's a lot of adapters that work quite well. But I'll be honest, the J-Links just work. They work really well. You know, even if your chip is bricked, it'll always kind of bring it back to life. It always can reset the device and get it talking. Every chip maker always gives J-Link, you know, all the feedback and software they need to make the best adapter. So this is kind of what I suggest. Honestly, if you're going to get into doing step debugging or programming of Cortex-M chips, which if you're doing electronics these days, you absolutely will, this will do ya, and it does debugging. We tried it with ML Studio. It works great. So it'll work within the IDE. It looks just like a J-Link, but it's just less expensive and smaller. It's got an SWD connector already on it. It comes with like a big cable, but you'll probably just want to pick up at the same time a smaller 10-pin SWD cable, but it has the right pin out and it'll match up. So if you're a student or if you're just learning electronics, this is a really, really
good option.
Nice option, thanks to Seger, because they sell commercial stuff.
Yeah.
They sell, you know, the commercial adapters, but they're like, you know what, we want to make sure students also have something. And so this is really nice. This will last you a very long time, very rugged. And there's infinite software updates. So you constantly can update it to support new chips. So when the NRF52 came out, you know, you plug in the J-Link and you start the J-Link software, it'll automatically download the update.
Like, hey, new chip.
And it's like, hey, now you support this new chip. So you don't have to worry about like, is it out of date, or do you have to wait for OpenOCD to like support it? It's always supported in J-Link.
Okay. Next up, the star of the show tonight, besides you, Lady Ada.
It's a little breakout.
It's a little breakout.
I know, it's so teeny. We'll have more exciting breakouts soon. This is just a touchscreen breakout for 1mm touchscreens, which we stock and are becoming the standard. So it just kind of takes that connector and breaks it out into 4 pins. I'm going to show it to you really fast. This is it. And then, you know, you have a touchscreen like so. This is like a 7-inch touchscreen, but they come in, you know, every size, and you want to add a touchscreen to your project, or you know, you can just use it as like an XY grid. It's kind of nice. You can just touch it with your finger or with a stylus. And you just plug it in, and now you can connect it easily to your microcontroller or whatnot. We have code and such that you can use. It's a dual pin connector, so you can use it either upside or downside. So either way, it'll work either way. Because sometimes they're the right way up and sometimes they're the right way down. So both will work, and it just makes it very easy to connect to your touchscreen for touchscreen glory.
Okay.
So check that out. Little friend, very handy.
Meep, meep.
Next week we'll have some more exciting breakouts, but this is a useful one.
Okay. And with that, Lady Ada does new products.
Yay.
Good work.
Thank you.
New products are
Yay. The end.
Okay. All right, don't forget, if you saw some of this stuff and it's in stock right now, you can use the code WOLPEACE. 10% off. And Adafruit Store all the way up to 11:50 p.m. except for gift certificates and AdaBox. Okay, so we're going to do some top secret.
Yeah.
I have a few and you have a few.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, top secret from the Adafruit Vault. Okay, this isn't a top secret. Sort of.
You just said it was a top secret.
So it's a preview. This is kind of like preview. Like, don't ask more. So this is a decapped Sci-Fi wrist chip.
Yeah.
And this
like not even decapped, it's an uncapped.
Uncapped, sorry.
It was never capped.
It was never capped. And this is just...
it's cool.
Yeah, this is...
Look at those wire bonds.
This is just with my iPhone that I have a macro lens on. So this is pretty good. It's super tiny, so I got this camera that you can... It's the case.
Yeah.
So I'm going to be working on the microscope video of it, and it's amazing to look at under the microscope.
Oh, neat.
It looks like the last scene in like the Guardians of the Galaxy 2, and there's this planet alien, and it has this brain, and it goes there. Yeah. Anyways. Okay. Next up, this is really a don't ask. This is a preview of what's going to be in the next AdaBox. I can't say anything more.
Okay.
Yeah. And then also we're going to have Citizen Engineer badges. Okay.
Those are cool. They're kind of a reverse engineer badge. But.
Yeah. Okay. Now, some of you have asked, and you're like, what about the trinket that's coming out? And I wanted to show some logos that we never used. So this is the first round of trinket logos. This second round of trinket logos. And then this is what we settled on. So we must be talking about a new trinket.
Yeah, there's a new trinket.
Oh,
well, it's
yeah?
not that secret.
It's not?
I mean, I've told people there's a new trinket, M0, that's going to come out. We got the PCBs.
I'm going to stop these leaks out of this factory.
I know. It's super leaky. But it's okay. This is the trinket M0 that we've got coming soon. So I just put these prototypes together today. James helped out. put them together, and we're going to finish up the tester, and we're going to get these made maybe next week.
Yay.
We'll have them in the store.
Yeah.
A little fun. So it's going to be a Circuit Python preloaded.
Yeah, kind of like the Gemma.
Just like the Gemma.
Yeah.
We'll see if we can make it the same price as the Trinket.
Ooh.
That'd be nice, right? Maybe. We'll see what we can do.
Okay. Back in the vault with you, secret projects.
Later.
Come back with a warrant. There. Top secret. Okay. Let's do some questions.
Okay.
Want to do
Yeah,
it?
we have time because we.
Yeah, we're gonna do questions. Here we go.
went
Questions.
over, yeah.
We're gonna do something a little special with questions. Do you know what we're gonna do?
We're gonna do them only in Discord.
No, we're gonna do this. Check this out.
Oh.
This is it.
But this is the Discord. Okay.
This is Discord. Okay. So you can read the questions that are coming in.
Okay.
So folks are asking free with orders $200 or more for the Trinket.
I don't know.
Well, I can tell you we do want to bring back freebies.
We want to bring back some freebies.
Yeah.
Okay, people are excited for trinkets and for trinkets.
So this is the Discord chat. If you're in Discord, you can ask your questions. I'm going to pop over to the different chats.
Okay.
Okay. Who told Lady Ada that the testers weren't interesting?
I mean, I don't think they're super interesting.
Yeah.
They're just they're sloggy
What?
to design the testers.
Oh.
Maybe I'll design some testers live.
You like doing it. We took, remember when we took those beautiful photos of all the testers?
Yes,
That was
those
fun.
were nice.
It's, you know what it is? It's kind of like documentation.
Yeah.
It's like it's a slog, but it's worth it.
Like I could do videos of me doing documentation, something like that.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see. What is the best way to charge a 3.7 volt LiPo?
Check out the micro LiPo boards we have. They plug right into USB and then just put in the battery and it'll just charge it up. And it'll work with any 3.7 volt LiPo and it's great.
Okay. Next up, are you still manufacturing Arduino boards? No, we stopped about a year ago when Arduino settled, and now they're one company. So I assume they're going to be.
Yeah, it's been about a year.
I assume they're going to be manufacturing again. We wanted to manufacture while they were in the international dispute, where there was two Arduinos and they couldn't manufacture. Now they're one Arduino;
Yeah.
they should be able to do it. So that's what we wanted to do, and that's what they did. So I'm looking forward to being able to purchase Arduinos, not just make Arduinos.
That's right.
From the original founder Arduinos.
Yay.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see. My question is, when will the sign makes be available from the AdaBox kits? Oh, we probably will have those in the store.
Yeah, it says coming soon.
It says coming soon. We'll probably put them in the store soon. Just sign up.
Yeah, I
Okay.
think now we're done shipping all out.
Yeah. Will the backpack work on the new Trinket, or just the pros?
We don't have a backpack for the Trinket, but I'm thinking of designing one because it is something desirable. But the thing is, to make it small, you can just take the Pro Trinket backpack and just solder the 3 wires.
Yeah. Okay. Yes, Discord is neat. Can you, for charging, can you use a power boost?
You can use a power boost, but it won't be as efficient as if you just use a micro LiPo because it's like you're not boosting things at the same time.
Yeah. Okay. Next, how did you start the company? Like by hand soldering and PC manufacturing? From where and how?
We used to sell kits, so
Yeah.
you would solder it yourself. Things weren't pre-assembled, and I'd get the custom PCB and sell the kit of parts, and people would put them together.
And then we got a small pick and place, and we used a toaster oven, and it actually grew the company to allow us to grow the company again.
Yeah.
It was a good pick and place.
Yay, pick and place.
And I think, let me check the other one. No, that's it. Oh, do you have any boards for charging 18860 batteries?
No, I mean, you can have a connector to get to, I mean, all of our batteries come with a JST connector, and we think that's always kind of the best way to go. So if you can hook it up, you can charge it.
Okay. Let's see. Oh yeah, they mentioned that. So on one of our chats, I got a Next board from one of the slabs that was dead, and I got someone to water jet it. So that was under the microscope.
Yes.
Or the overhead like entity. Okay. Let's see. Yeah. Those are the questions. Oh wait, here we go. How do I exchange Lady Ada with me of the characteristics I need? I think that's, you want to know a project or a design. Post up in the forums. It's the best place if you have requests for a design or something like that. And then any chance of a meetup at Maker Faire? There will be some folks at Maker Faire from Adafruit.
Yeah, I mean, organize it yourself.
Yeah.
You come for the time.
Organize it in the Discord chat.
Yeah.
We should do like, oh, you know what we'll do for events? We'll put like Pound Maker Faire in Discord, so everyone who's at Maker Faire could have the Discord chat and they can talk to each other.
Yeah,
because it's on
meet
the
up.
mobile phones.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And that is the questions for tonight.
Okay.
That's pretty good.
You know what's neat is if anyone is terrible in the chat, I can do something about it before it eventually gets to the screen. Yeah, okay. It's kind of nice, right? All right. Last one. When will the Adafruit job boards be back up? We are working on one from scratch, so probably soon. If there's a job that someone wants to post, you can just email it to support@adafruit.com. We've been just posting them on the blog.
Yeah.
Okay. Those are the questions. Okay, Lady Ada. We're gonna give away something away. What do you want to give away?
We're gonna give away this power switch relay.
Really?
Yeah.
That's a nice.
It's handy for everybody.
That's a nice giveaway.
It's a good giveaway.
What are the rules?
Rules are, if you've won before, please don't try to win again. Only one winner per lifetime. We want everybody to have a chance to win something. You thought it was great to win something, let somebody else win something. The first person to call the phone and answer the 3 magic questions will win. The magic questions are as follows. I'm going to ask you your name, and I'm going to ask you where you're calling from, and I'm going to ask you what's a project that you're working on or you want to work on.
Those are pretty easy questions.
They're really easy, but you'd be surprised.
Yeah.
So call the phone number when we put it on the screen.
Yeah.
And then mute your TV so you don't get an echo.
Yeah.
Or your computer, and then answer the 3 questions.
Okay.
And you'll win.
The phone lines are open. All you have to do is call this number.
Call this number. I'm going to ask you the 3 questions.
Yeah.
Don't hang up. Answer the questions.
That's all you got to do.
And you'll win.
That's the phone
The
number.
power
Bit stab.
digital logger switch. Ooh.
Okay.
Ooh.
Answer.
Okay, hold on.
Wait, 2 rings, yeah.
Okay.
We're good.
Hello, you've reached Ask an Engineer, and you're the winner. Congratulations. What's your name?
Really? That's amazing.
It's amazing. What's your name and where you're calling from?
Craig Dolby. I'm calling from Ontario, Canada. Southampton, actually, is the town.
Wow, yay, it's Canada. Thanks for calling up, Canada. Okay, well, congratulations, Craig. You've won this wonderful powered digital logger relay thing, super handy. What's a project you're working on or you want to work on?
Yeah, I do a lot of work for a museum here, and right now I'm doing some HO train control, and I'm using Arduinos to do that, and a motor shield, and your infrared sensors.
Sounds good.
To detect where the trains are. So yeah, that's what I'm working on.
All right, this might be handy for your installations because it's like really rugged. You can turn things on and off. So that'll be awesome.
Oh yeah, I've used those what are they, power tails or whatever, switch tails, whatever they were before over there quite a bit. Yeah.
Yeah, so this will be super handy. All right, all you got to do is email support@adafruit.com and say, hey, it's Craig from Ontario.
And you won.
Won PID 2935.
Yeah, that'll help us.
And that way we'll remember what it is that you got, and then we'll put it in a box and we'll ship it to you. Wow, amazing.
Thanks very much.
Okay, well, thank you so much for calling and hanging out in the chats, and thank you for calling and winning.
Alrighty.
All right, have a good night. All right.
It's true. Everyone from Canada is really nice.
Everybody from Canada is nice. Thank you, Craig from Ontario, for being so nice and building stuff for museums.
Yeah.
You're the fine winner. Congratulations.
Right. And if you want to leave us a nice voicemail message again, the phone number still works. Just leave a nice message. We'll play it.
Leave a nice message.
Sometimes with really nice messages, we send someone.
Sometimes we send people things.
Yeah.
Yes, that's true.
Okay. Well, that's the show tonight, Lady Ada. It worked.
Good work. We did it.
Yeah. I'll go to the chat at the very end, so everyone say goodnight, and everyone in the chat, because it takes a few seconds to get there.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, everyone, the Adafruit team members, the remote folks, everyone who's worked with us, the community out there, the Discord chat tonight, all the folks that show and share their projects. Another great week in the world of making be good to each other. World needs it right now. Don't forget the code is World Peace, 10% off in the Adafruit store, all the way up to 11:59 p.m. Eastern Time. We'll see everybody next week. We have some more Dust of Lady Ada. I got this microscope thing going. We've got a bunch of stuff. You have a Nintendo Switch. We're going to stream live from it because it's HDMI.
Yeah, I can figure out how to do that.
Super cool.
Super cool.
Super cool.
Super cool.
Here's a picture of Mosfet the cat. Meow. We do have a room called Cat Pictures on Discord, by the way. And here is your moment of Zener. Good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody.
Bye-bye.
I guess